Um, I don't really know where to start with this one. It's not a video I ever anticipated on making. Obviously, it never wanted to make. I contemplated, I went back and forth on whether or not I should even make a video about this, but I figured I have a semi-decent size, very UNC-centric following on a platform. So I don't know how many people are even going to watch this. I don't really care how many people are going to watch this. If something I say in this video is enough to change one person's perspective or help someone, then it's worth it in my opinion. So yeah, I'll start out by saying I was not near campus when this happened. I wasn't even in the state of North Carolina when it all happened. I was at work and I was completely glued to my phone for the whole rest of the day after I got that North Carolina message. I'll post a video later about my life update and what I'm doing. That's not important right now. And it was difficult to process for me, still until now, to be honest. So I can't even imagine what it's like for those of you that were on or near campus or in one of those classrooms, or let alone in Caudle Labs when it all happened, as a couple of you have told me that you were. It's difficult. You always think of the possibility of it happening to you with how much it happens, but you never truly believe that it will until it does. I think like a month or two ago, I was watching a YouTube documentary on the Virginia Tech shooting that happened a while ago, and I was just like, I was heartbroken watching that, and I couldn't fathom what it would be like if it happened at UNC. Now, of course, the extent of it was not as bad, and I hate saying as bad because, well, one of the main points I wanted to make in this video is for those people that are saying, oh, no students were shot or injured or killed, or in hindsight, it was completely targeted, so students weren't really in any danger to begin with. Okay, like, maybe that's true, but that shouldn't change anything because you don't know that. There's no way to know that at the time. What happened still happened, and I think that's just a pointless way to diminish what the conversations are about. And someone in the UNC community still lost their life completely unnecessarily, and that should never happen. I'm proud of the community for, the vigil, the bell tower, the Daily Tar Heel front page. I know Chapel Hill can bounce back, and I know they will. But again, it was freshman 6th day of class. It was exchange students' second week of class. It was freaking kindergartners' first day of school ever in the area, and they were locked down for it. And there's so many people that we don't even think about that often, like janitors or dining hall employees that are all affected by that for however many hours locked down. And again, even if there wasn't any intent to harm any of them, that doesn't change the fact that people were locked down on our own campus for hours, worrying for their life. There's one video I saw on TikTok yesterday of a guy who was walking through campus that didn't even go to UNC, was just admiring campus, and then that happened, and that had me shaken up. Because, as someone who's just there for 4 years, you walk on those pathways every single day. I made so many videos on those pathways, just happy, positive times in my memory, but this was as far away from that as you can get. Seeing students that I was just next to last month just sprinting into the closest building, it's painful. It's painful. And then seeing UNC's name blasted on Twitter and the news and national news everywhere that night was just kind of straight out of a nightmare. I just want to hop on here and say this is not the Chapel Hill that I know and love. I don't know a Chapel Hill that's mourning with classes canceled. I know a Chapel Hill with students everywhere doing their own thing, having fun. I know UNC is resilient, and I might not be there anymore, but I feel every bit there with you guys still. And I'm going back down to North Carolina this weekend. I'm seeing a lot of people in Chapel Hill, and I'm excited to be back in that environment for a little bit. Yeah, it just hurts that was a lot of people's first experience in Chapel Hill. It shouldn't be that way ever. And if you ever want to reach out to me or anyone about something, whatever the reason may be, please just do it. My DMs are open. I'm sure anyone else who had gone through this will be willing to talk. Of course, I am thinking about the family, the 2 daughters that the professor who was killed is leaving behind. That also is very painful to think about. I never thought I would be talking about something like this. Sometimes it's just reality. I hope they give you all a little bit more time to just process and then get back into it next week maybe, because I do think a return to normalcy is what's necessary to get over something like this, mentally, to a degree, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, basically just wanted to say, whatever you feel about this, you have the right to feel about it. I know some went abroad from Europe to UNC, they hear all this about America, then they actually come here and then it happens. And that's just a crazy thought to me. And I know a couple people have said that they know people that are thinking of just dropping the program and going back to Europe after this. And honestly, who am I to say, like, that's not the right decision? Which is really tough, because UNC is a beautiful place and full of amazing people. So yeah, okay, that's my little ramble about this. I'm with y'all. I hope the rest of the year goes well. I'll be back down a few times for sure, and hit me up if you need anything. All right, see ya.